the kidnapping because his gang might be evil, but they would never resort to kidnapping someone. So the one that orchestrated all this is going to get a big beat down from him. He then challenges me to a race. Who will win over the city first? Him or me? And he's planning on winning this race fair and square, so he asks me to go out of the way so he can discipline his children. This also brings up my gym leader rank to 3, allowing me to finally bring 6 Pokemon in the gym with me. This also unlocks vacations for me. Yes, you are right, gym leaders also get vacation days which you can spend on different islands. So we head to the town hall to talk to the receptionist and inform her that we want to go on a vacation. You only get a limited amount of vacation days, so you have to choose how many days you want to go, and since I only have 5 vacation days, I decided to go for 1 day, and you can choose between 3 new locations to visit: Frigid City, Opulent City, or Breezy Town. I head to Breezy Town and take my gym staff with me because this will also increase my reputation. I get greeted by the local gym leader who just hovers on over to me. His name's Hoover, but he doesn't really say anything useful, except enjoy your stay in our quiet little town. So that's what we're gonna do. After walking around for a while, I found the Breezy Dam. And damn was this unfortunate because I couldn't enter any further because I wasn't authorized personnel. I'm a gym leader. I should be able to enter anywhere. Oh yeah, and I also found an experiment ball which you can use to capture some of those regional forms that this game has. After my vacation was over, I went back to Miser Mash, and now that my team is all buffed up, I don't have to worry about those pesky water types as much anymore, giving me access to Whoopie the Whooper and Fist the Stunfisk, a water and a ground type that give me some much needed variety on the team. So I immediately evolve Whooper into Quagsire, finish off my day at the gym, and head back to my house. But there was another letter in my mailbox. It's from Edgar, the leader of the Rough Riders, and he says it's about time we settle this debate. He wants me to come to his chamber in the Badlands. He also doesn't want me to contact the authorities or tell the mayor about anything that's going on here. I do decide to ring up the police straight after reading this because it scared me quite a bit. They tell me they will be on standby and will even place somebody right next to their hideout if anything were to go wrong. Before going through with that, I did some extra exploring and talked to a sailor guy that just said grr. Pretty weird for just a regular human, right? Luckily it wasn't. It was a Zoroark at level 55. And even though my team was pretty underleveled for taking this thing on, I still destroyed it with glorious earthquakes. After the Zoroark then disappeared, a cave appeared out of nothing. We follow it to the end and end up in the Hidden Hideaway, a spot with once again just one lady, and she does one thing: sell you moves that don't exist. Roughhouse, Trapdoor, Slipstrike, Enduring Blast. All of these moves are basically reskins of moves that already exist, but with a different typing on them. For example, Trapdoor is a grass type move that works like Pursuit, so if a Pokemon switches out, it will do double damage, and all of these are like that. So I picked up the most useful ones and headed into the lair of the beast. Edgar has been waiting for us at the end of the cave and asks if we told the mayor about our little get-together. He doesn't really care if the mayor knows or not because the mayor would have found out one way or another anyway. He's sick of this nonsense, I'm sick of this nonsense, the entire town is sick of this nonsense. He's ready to beat me up because he learned from the best trainers around and even learned his Pokemon moves that they are normally not supposed to learn. Just before the battle starts, he says, 1 round, our best teams, no more nonsense. If I win, you give up the town and your position as gym leader. But if we win, they'll keep their hands off the town and leave everybody alone. And on that note, the battle starts. He has a full team of level 45 and mine is not level 45. We're a teeny tiny bit under leveled. And with Pokemon like a Dragon type Aggron, Tyranitar, Metagross, Salamence, and some Pokemon I didn't even have the courtesy to see, I got absolutely wiped. I was ill prepared for this one. Upon losing the battle, we get stripped of our title as gym leader and get casted out of this land. Today, I lost more than just my job. Game over. But this is not how we can go down. We have to reset and try again. I evolved my Golett into Golurk, giving us some much needed power. And we went back and back and back and found out that he also has a Garchomp and a Hydreigon. Basically a team full of pseudo legendaries. Now I know how those gym trainers that always face me feel. I keep on losing to this guy until I finally found out a strategy to beat him. Just go 5 levels above him, baby. He starts out with his regional Aggron and I lead off with Quagsire. I take this thing out with 3 Earthquakes and only take 1 head smash in damage, not doing too much to me as we resist it. The next Pokemon Tyranitar gives me some trouble with Ice Fangs and a critical hit Stone Edge, leaving me with 19 HP, and after he uses a full restore we can take out this Tyranitar once again with Earthquakes. Metagross then revenge kills me with my own signature move Earthquake, and I stand in Stunfisk to tank a Zen Headbutt as well as a Meteor Mash, counter back with 2 Earthquakes to bury his Steel Giant. Garchomp, Dragon Claw, Stunfisk, down. I bring in Gloria because she has the most bulk, it can probably survive a couple of hits of Garchomp, but because of the Sandstream, this Garchomp Sand Veil activates, causing me to miss 2 Earthquakes on the thing. Gloria is able to hit 1 last Earthquake before getting taken out by the massive shark, and we send in Ilex to clean it up. Salamence cripples my attack with an Intimidate, my rollout barely does anything, and Double Edge combined with Aerial Ace makes our little mouse into a Ratatouille. We still have a perfect Salamence counter in the back with Lit Dude, and with 1 single Rock Blast hit, the Salamence is no more. Dark Pulse and Focus Blast from his last Pokemon Hydreigon is too much for Lit Dude to handle, but we did manage to get it down to about half HP going into our last Pokemon Golurk, and I know just 1 Dark Pulse will kill me here, but it's stupid, and it goes for Meteor Mash and Dragon Pulse, throwing away the win for him and letting me kill with 2 Nightshades. We gained some much needed 50 rep from that battle, and he says that he's a man of his word and will leave us alone. We also level up to Gym Leader rank 4, and after that rough battle we have to rest up for a couple of days. But then it's back to our regular duties as a Gym Leader, defeating everything around without any problems once again, because we know that Edgar is by far the hardest opponent we can face. After one of our shifts end, my gym guy comes over to me and asks if he can talk to me after we close up. So this apparently just triggered a quest, because we hear some sounds outside of our house, and people cheering that the champion's in town. His name is Garrison and he's calming down the crowd as they're being way too loud. The reason he's in town is because he wanted to see me, the new gym leader, and he's here for a champion review. We all know what that means. We have to battle the champion and he has to test if we're even good enough to be a gym leader. Normally this would take place in the gym, but because all of the people love me here, we'll be doing it in front of them. No playing around, let's see what Garrison, the knockoff Lance, has in store for me. Leading off with a Smeltix, a Fire Steel type. And its worst nightmare is of course going to be any ground type move, so we Earthquake it with Ilex to force out a regional form of Cherim, and I still to this day don't know what typing it is. But I'm guessing it's a grass dark type because it knew Dark Pulse. So after hitting an Earthquake to check if it was a Steel type, I realized that it did next to no damage, but even with that little amount of damage, he decides to use a full restore. I then use 2 Fury Cutters in a row to kill the little plant, and Ilex also learns Sword Dance, making him way more viable in battle. I'm thinking I'm getting another easy kill on Bisharp with Earthquake, but Sucker Punch slaps me back to reality as Sandslash goes down. The cleanup crew, aka Quagsire, comes out and earthquakes this Bisharp into oblivion, but not before the champion does what the champion does best. Spam full restores, causing me to take some extra damage that I normally wouldn't have taken, and so we then move on to Gengar, which has Flamethrower, so I'm thinking this might be a Zoroark. As Quagsire is burned up, I bring in my Hippo, and still decide to go for the Crunch just to make sure. As I get Night Dazed, I knew this thing was a Zoroark. So 1 Earthquake later, and we go into the real Gengar. It goes for the Chad Focus Miss, and we can easily Crunch to push back Lance into Haxorus, his final stand. He goes for Dragon Dance and is ready to sweep. I go for an Earthquake, and it probably can kill my entire team here, but it just sets up another Dragon Dance like a stupid duck. And just like that, we defeated the champion with only 2 Pokemon dead. Does that make us the champion now? Nope. As a reward for defeating the champion though, we do rank up to level 5. Upon going back to sleep, we find a letter under our pillow and it says, "Come meet me in the gym." So that's what we do. We head over to the gym and see